What's going on, everyone? Tim from Ski Rex Media here on a Monday, a very nice Monday outside. I hope you're able to enjoy it. And I'm going to do another question for the Q&A series. We had a few questions, all from the same people. So this is a repeat asker, Lance from Facebook and Twitter, mostly Twitter, but also on Facebook. And I picked his question, picked a second question of his because I really like this one. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it. And I'm not quite sure why he's asking. Because if he's asking because I make it seem this way, then I need to work on something. His question, his question was, why are you so afraid of the terrain park? Meaning, why am I so afraid of the terrain park? I'm not afraid of the terrain park. It's a question that, it questions my masculinity. All right, it really doesn't question that. It is a valid question because I have said that I don't go in the terrain park, but am I afraid of it? No. I've never been afraid of the terrain park. I have been in the terrain park. I have ridden terrain parks, mostly as a cut through to another trail. I stay out of the terrain park mostly because I can't get the hang of it. I've never gotten the hang of it. Now, this isn't just for skiing terrain parks either. This is for any and all sports that has tricks. I'm not a trick guy. I really can't get it down. Like, I still can't. And I've been riding a bike since I was a teeny little guy. I still can't pull a wheelie on a bicycle. I can't do it. I can barely jump on a bicycle. I can barely even use inline skates. So no tricks there. On a skateboard, I was better as a downhiller than a tricker. I could never trick. I can't even ollie on a skateboard. You know, you see the pattern. You know, the two easiest tricks. The easiest trick on a bicycle, pulling a wheelie. The easiest trick on a skateboard, pulling an ollie. And I can't do either. And never have been able to. And not for lack of trying. The answer anyone should give me here, could and should give me, rightfully so, is that, practice makes perfect, or at least practice makes one better, and practice can make it so you can do these things. Like I said, it's not for lack of trying. I try. I have tried many times to do, basic tricks. I can say that I was able to kind of jump on a scooter. And I don't mean like the kick scooters, the Razor brand scooter. Once those came out, I wasn't riding a scooter. I'm talking about one of the older ones that had like, what size tire was it? Like a 10-inch? Was it a 10-inch? I think, for those who remember these things, you'll know what I'm talking about. I could kind of jump on one of those, but I couldn't do tricks. Even though at one point I had taken the brakes off of that scooter and, I taken the brake cables off, I should say. The brakes were still there. The cables weren't. But that, would allow for the handlebars to spin. I couldn't do a bar spin. I couldn't do what would amount to a tail whip. I couldn't do any of it. Some people have the knack for things. And I'm not even going to get into the difference between talent and know-how, One can know how to do something, then one can be talented and be able to do something. I just can't do tricks. I've seen it. I've worked with people. This isn't just me going out on the playground and trying it by myself. I've been talking to people who can do it. Like, what are your tips for doing this? What are your tips for doing that? And now, along with the, all the information you can get on the internet, there's plenty of resources to learn how to do these things. But for some reason, I've never had a knack for it. And I know I've said that like 6 times already, but I've just never had a knack for it. And we can include a couple other things. I can't do any parkour. I'm not a great runner anyway, never have been. But I can't do parkour tricks. Mountain bike tricks, forget it. I couldn't even imagine trying to ride the way people ride today. Like, it's ridiculous. It's awesome. I love it. I love how mountain biking is, how far it's come over the years, but I haven't kept up with it. And that's just because I got out of that. I've gotten more into, I don't want to say I've gotten more into road cycling because I've never done like real distances like, 100 miles or 200 miles. Like, I haven't done anything like that. But I just like to ride my bike now. And I think that's really what it comes down to with the skiing terrain park is that now I just like to ride. I just like to get out there when I can or when I am able to. And, just go, take the lift up, ride down a few trails, groomers, maybe something a little tougher, trees. If I can get back into trees, maybe I'll do that. But typically it's a skill set that I was never, like I said, never really able to get the hang of. So I don't really feel the need to do it now. It's just not my thing. Believe me, I love to watch it. You guys have known that I've been to, small rail jams and stuff here just to watch, talk to people. But for me, myself, it's just not me. It's just not something. I can't say I'm not interested. Obviously I am because I do like watching it. So if I thought I could get the hang of it, maybe I would. And I might again. You never know. I might be, hanging out with park riders one day and just get caught up in it. Like, you know what? I'm going to try again. But it usually doesn't end well. In fact, I've been looking right before this weekend started and I left the Ski Rex Media HQ. Before I went out for this weekend and I was out of town for this weekend, I went through I think I went through 4 DVDs worth of past video. And I looked for what I think might be my last time in a terrain park. And I don't want to spoil it. And I've been teasing it since the beginning of the season. And I can't find the video. I found it part of it, a small part of it, but I did some kind of weird edit just to give it to my friends who were there, our ski trip DVD. And so you really don't get the full effect. And I hope I can find the actual original so I can actually cut that part out, the part that I'm thinking about, and show it to you. And I wasn't afraid that day either, and I knew exactly what was going to... I can't say that I knew what was going to happen because I didn't really want that to happen, and I didn't get hurt. So, don't think that. I mean, obviously I fell. It's not really spoiling it. Obviously I fell. And I did get bumped up a little bit, but I didn't get hurt by any means. So I'm not afraid to get hurt. I know how to fall. Because I know how to fall, I have not broken bones over the years. However, in an inline skating issue, I couldn't fall the way one was supposed to, and I ended up breaking a wrist. So there you go on that. And no, I wasn't wearing wrist guards, and that was actually the first thing my doctor asked me. Were you wearing wrist guards? No, I wasn't. But I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to fall. I'm not afraid to fall in front of people, not the getting hurt part. But some people are obviously afraid of the embarrassment. And it's like, why be embarrassed? Everybody falls, especially when they're learning how to do it. If you don't fall, then you're not trying. So believe me, I've fallen enough to prove I've tried. But I'm not afraid of it, dude. If I'm ever in the PNW and we get to ride together, I'll follow you through there. And maybe I'll even come up and do, a very low box or a low rail. You might be scraping me off the snow afterwards, but it doesn't mean I won't try it, and then you never know. Maybe for whatever reason, maybe I'll get out here and do it, when I can get back on the mountain, and maybe it'll click this time. And it's really weird too, because I can visualize it. Like I've always been told that, visualize yourself doing it. And, well, all right, check this out. So one time we were in one of the terrain parks at Mount Snow, I think. I want to say it was Mount Snow, and it most likely was. But I remember we're coming up one of the larger jumps. And I'm coming and I'm coming down and I'm booking, right? I'm moving and I'm moving and I'm moving and I'm moving and I see it coming and I'm coming up and I come on and I'm going up to the top and I jump and I just fucking bloop. I just blooped it and I landed on the top on the flat, but it didn't matter because I think I got 6 inches off the top of the jump, off the crest of the jump. Maybe 6 inches, maybe a foot. I don't know. And I just kind of stood there for a second. And luckily, I think it was a slow day for whatever reason. And I just kind of stood there for a second. And I looked down at my feet. I looked around. And I looked, my friends were down at the bottom of it. And I raised my hands. I was like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I don't know. Because I have had to jump over people. Like I had a kid one time, a little kid. He wasn't his fault really. He was getting used to it. He came out in front of me and he tumbled and I jumped over the kid. And his father thanked me so much for not running his kid over. But I don't know. There's something about it I just can't seem to get the hang of. which is fine. I've always been better downhilling anyway, on a bicycle, on a skateboard, on skis, and just going straight downhill. That's fine. And like I said, on a bicycle, I was mountain biking for a while, and I like to road cycle. I like to get out and do some distance. Never been a good BMXer, racing or freestyle. I was all right at race, but I never did an actual race. You know what I mean? But I think I could have done it. Racing, I think I could do. Freestyling, I don't think I can do. Tricks, I don't think I can do. So there you go. That was a really long answer. I'm up to 11 minutes about, and that was a long answer for a very easy question. Why am I afraid of the terrain park? I'm not. It's just not my thing. I like being in there. I like watching people do it. I like talking to people who do it. I like taking pictures of it and video of it, and watching. I watch ski films with a lot of jumps too. So it's very cool. I just can't get the hang of it, and because, and over the years, I guess it's just not really my thing anyway. Even if I could do it, I don't know if I would, so there you go. I hope that answers your question, Lance. Your question number 2, and we're going to continue with the Q&A series. See if any new questions are out. If not, I'll just keep using the ones from Lance and Rob. They asked more than enough to keep me busy. I could actually just start calling this the something to do with them. I don't know. I don't have a bit off. I'm not funny right now. That sucks. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, please like, please share the video to your friends, and then ask them if they want to ask a question. I don't care. As long as it's skiing, snowboarding, sledding, winter sports related, mountain sports related for the time being. We can do more later, but this is still a new bit. This is only the 3rd one of these videos, and I like them so far. I like answering the questions. I hope it's entertaining to watch me answer them. But again, thank you for watching. All the contact information, if you want to ask a question, is in the description below the video. And if you use social media to do it, please hashtag SRM questions. That way I can find it easy, because I had to go back a few minutes ago to find this question and how he worded it to make sure I was answering the right question. And then I bookmarked it to make sure I never lose it again. So hashtag them, tag me, whatever it takes, email, direct message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Or there's also the email, skirexforever@gmail.com. All that's in the description, so you can just click links and then get to where you got to go. Okay? Tim from Ski Rex Media, enjoy your week. It is President's Week, so some of you might be off and riding every day. I know pretty much everybody's off today, but for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll see. Plus the new podcast on Wednesday. I'll see you all later. Bye.